Okay, boys and girls, let's get ready for Math Message 6.9. And if you're doing your home links, it's home links page 169, and your math boxes are on page 210. All right, let's get ready for a warm-up. Okay, on our first one, we're just going to see if we can remember a multiplication fact for each one of these division problems. And boys and girls, you need to think of your fact families here, or your fact power. Okay, do we know what number we multiply by 6 to get to 24? Okay, because 24 divided by 6 equals the other factor in our fact family. So, in this case, it's 6 times 4 equals 24. So my question mark must be equal to 4. Okay, our next warm-up is 35 divided by 7. So what factor is missing that I would multiply by 7 to get to 35? Okay, once again, if you want to take a few minutes and try this to figure it out and then come back when you're ready. So in order to figure this out, we could just skip count by 5, 5, 10, 15, or 20, 25, 30, because I know I'm doing 5s because of that 5 at the end of my product. All right, so my answer is 5. Okay, so 7 times 5 equals 35. So my question mark is equal to 5. All right, on my next one, 40 divided by 8. Once again, if you want to pause on the next couple slides, go ahead and try to figure it out, then come back to see what your answer is. 40 divided by 8 is 5, because 8 times 5 equals 40. Boys and girls, let's get those fact powers memorized so that we can get to have more fact power with our equations. Okay, our next one is 42 divided by 6 is equal to what? Well, 6 times 7 equals 42. So my question mark must equal 7. 54 divided by 6. Okay, once again, think about your fact powers. What number do I multiply? What number do I multiply by 6 to get to 54? And that number is 9. Okay, so we know that 6 times 9 equals 54. So question mark is equal to 9. Okay, and our last one. What number divided by 8, or 56 divided by 8 equals what number? Okay, and boys and girls, so what number do we multiply by 8 to get to 56? So that's 8 times 7 equals 56. So question mark is equal to 7. Once again, boys and girls, you would get a lot better at your division problems if you know your math facts. All right, so our math message today, we are going to be looking at writing number stories with equations that we are giving. All right, so Quincy played 3 soccer games. In each game, he scored 2 goals. How many goals does Quincy need to score a total of 10 goals? Use this number model to solve the problem. G represents the number of goals. And remember, we said we could use any letter Quincy needs to score. So, remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses. Oh, got my N. Okay, this one, remember, we don't use multiplication. Division, addition, and subtraction. Okay, and said this is the order of operation. All right, so here we see we have parentheses. So this would be 6, bringing down my new equation, 10 minus 6 equals 4. So our goals would be, we need four more goals. All right, so if we look at this problem, the 10 represents the 10 goals. All right, and the 3 times 2 represents the 3 soccer games with 2 goals in each one. So to find out the difference, I would have to subtract the soccer game times the goals from my total goals, and this would be the correct way to do it. All right, so we would know that there are 4 goals left to score. All right, I want you to look at this problem, then I want you to take a few minutes, take a pause, and either get a whiteboard if you have one at home, or get paper and pencil, and see if you can write a 2-step number story to fit this number sentence below. And once again, boys and girls, look at this. This would be 4 groups with 2 in each group. Okay, we need that to be in the number story. We need to know that there's a 12 would be our total, so we're going to subtract that from 8, and we should get 4. Okay, but you can't just do a subtraction problem. You have to show my groups with 2 in each group. So if you want to hit pause right now and see if you can come up with that, and then when you come back, we're going to look at some examples, some good, some not so good. Okay? All right. Here's our first example that someone has written. It says, Kevin has 12 presents. He has 4 bags, and he puts 2 presents in each bag. How many presents are not in a bag? So I want to look at this and see, is this a good number model or a number story for this number model? Well, do I have anything in his problem that represents that? 4 groups of 2. Well, here he has 4 bags and 2 presents in each bag. So that would represent my 4 groups of 12, or 4 groups of 2, okay? And then to represent the 12, he tells me that there are 7 presents total, okay? So this would be a good example for this particular problem. So notice in here that he has his groups, and then he has his total. All right, let's take a look at another one. I made 4 baskets in a game. The other team made 12. How many more shots did they make than me? Okay, she's saying she made 4 baskets, and she's saying that the other team made 12 baskets. She wants to know how many more, and if you remember, more is looking for a difference, and when we look for a difference in something, we subtract. Okay, so we would have to subtract. So her problem here would look like this. 12 minus 4 equals question mark, and then that question mark is going to equal 8. So if I go back and say, is it represented for this? No. She does have the total, but she doesn't represent the groups and how many's in each group. Okay, so this would not be a good example of a representation of my number model, which I have right here, 12 minus 4 times 2, and that 4 times 2 is in parentheses, equals 4. So this would not be a good representation. Okay, let's look at one more, okay? Xavier played 4 basketball games. In each game, he scored 2 goals. How many more goals does Xavier need to score to get to the total of 12? All right, so let's go back. We know he has 4 games, and in each game, he scored 2 goals. And we know that he wants to see how many more he needs to get to 12. All right, so I have my 4 groups of 2, so that would be 4 groups of 2, so I could represent that, okay? And I know that he needs to get to 12, so when I'm looking for a difference, remember, boys and girls, I said we subtract, okay? So we subtract 12 minus the 4 times 2, and we're going to go ahead and put that 4 times 2 in parentheses, and see what we come up with. All right, so 4 times 2 equals 8. 12 minus 8, and that would equal 4. And we would need 4 more baskets. So if we look at this, this is a good representation of the number model that I used right there. So yes, this would be a very good story or number model and would meet all the criteria needed to represent my equation that I have here. All right, boys and girls, take a look at yours, discuss it with someone in your family, and see if you had a good number story for that equation. All right, this completes math message 6.9.